y'all, I'm Elisa, the Scrappy Wife behind ScrappyWife.com, and today I have a new process video for you. I am gathering supplies for a project. So this is something I do when I'm going to do a more long-term project, and the day that I'm recording this, Gratitude Documented is being released over at Illustrated Faith. That is a month-long gratitude project that I'm always super excited about, and I cannot wait to head over there and order it. But I thought it'd be fun, since it's being released today, that I would go ahead and start kind of getting my supplies ready. So I've gathered some stuff. I thought I would show you guys what I was pulling for this particular project. I'm going to kind of combine Gratitude Documented and Project Grateful into one place, even though they're two separate projects. And I remembered that I had this beautiful piece, this beautiful tackle box. Sorry, it's kind of loud right there. This beautiful tackle box that I could use to kind of pick and choose my supplies. So I just wanted to go through, show you what I was going to pull, maybe give you some reminders if you are actually going to do these projects too. And then also just some tips for how to pull things together so that you can be successful on a larger project like December Daily or Gratitude Documented, or maybe a memory keeping mini album that you're working on, just how to pull supplies that you may be using for that album. As always, I will link things down below if I can. Most of this is just for my stash. I would always encourage you to shop your stash first and then add in pieces later, because if you shop your stash first, you're going to use up what you have, and you bought all of these things for a reason because they appeal to you. So why not see what you got? All right, let's go. Okay, so the first thing I pulled were some 6x8 paper pads. I am not sure how I'm going to work through Gratitude Documented, but I'm relatively sure it'll be in some sort of mini album or traveler's notebook, something like that. So the 6x8 paper pads are the best, in my opinion, for that. I pulled the Willow Lane collection from Maggie Holmes. Again, this was just kind of in my stash, and there are a few of the papers in here, especially that blue one, that I thought, this one's nice, that I thought would be good for Gratitude Documented. Some of these are a little bit springy, but this one would be great, very neutral. I just thought this one, that's very pretty. Some of these kind of stuck out to me that I might be able to use them in that project, so I thought I would pull this paper pad. And then Auburn Lane, one of my favorite fall paper pads kind of ever, just great fall colors, great neutral pieces. You can see I have used this one a ton. So that one was definitely going to get chosen. And then this is Pink Paisley again and again. And again, it has a nice fall color palette, but with also some pinks in there, which I think will probably go really well with Gratitude Documented. Rainbows always. So I wanted to pull this one as well. And I'll be interested to see what Illustrated Faith has to go with their Gratitude Documented kit. The next thing I wanted to pull were some stamp sets. And so I have some stamp sets here. I'm actually going to take them out of these packages so that I can store them really easily in here. And I picked just some basic ones. Gratitude Documented is generally something that you do on a daily basis. So I thought this particular set from Felicity Jane would come in really handy with the Sunday through Saturday. And then I have this one. This is A Heart at Rest from By the Well for God. You can mix and match companies. You don't have to just stick with Illustrated Faith or just with By the Well for God. You can use the pieces that you have. I really liked this stamp right here with all of the books studying, and then the girl studying, reading her Bible. Thought that was going to be perfect. And then I had some more kind of fall pieces. I love the fox stamps in this one. I thought that those would be so fun to use, so I pulled that one out. Blessed to Be a Blessing. This one has a bunch of pumpkins and gourds, and then the feathers, which I really liked, and thought this one would be great for stamping for Gratitude Documented. This one is called Truck of Blessings, and I really liked the fall leaves and the acorns. Those were the ones that kind of jumped out to me for this one, so I will include that stamp set. Then we have Autumn Leaves, which I think speaks for itself. Some gorgeous stamps that I can use. We have this one from Felicity Jane. This is called Harper, and it is a gratitude-based one. So I liked this little checklist. That might be really helpful for Project Grateful as well. It says, today I'm grateful for. Start and end each day with a grateful heart. I think this one will come in really handy as we document different gratitude. This is a previous gratitude documented stamp set from 2019. And it has some great phrase stamps that I thought I would be able to use. And then just some nice background stamps, grids, and lines. And his story is a great background stamp set as well. So I wanted to include those stamps. And then the alpha stamp I thought I would choose for Gratitude Documented is a new one from Kelly Bangs in Illustrated Faith. It is the Legitist Alpha Eva, and it is the alpha that she used for the Legitist Retreat Eva, which is what she put on for her creative team in the spring, and I was a part of it, and it was awesome. So I'm going to include that alpha as well. So I have a ton of stamps. Stamps are always great to pull and reuse. Sometimes we forget we have them, so take a little time when you are prepping for a new project to go through your stamps and see what you might be able to use in that project. Okay, along with stamps, we're going to go through some ink pads. Of course, I have a ton of distress ink pads as well, but I also thought it might be good to try some of this Versa Magic, this chalk ink, because I have a lot of colors available here and they fit well in my box. So I thought maybe I would kind of go through, see what was available in some of these like autumn colors. I'm not sure if blue is in there yet. I may be able to revamp this as we kind of go through. There's a black. I'm going to do a dark blue as well. These are kind of the colors I'm leaning towards. This is the green I have. It's not my favorite. And I guess we'll pull out a little bit of white just to see how that works. So those are the ones I'll choose. I'll pull. We have Perfect Plumeria. I'll kind of put those up here. Then Pink Petunia, Pixie Dust, and Thatched Straw. See if those fit right there. They do. And then we'll add in, let's see, this one is Gingerbread. This will be a black, just a nice black. Cloud White. And you know what? I think I'm going to go with the darker blue in this case, Night Sky. So see if I can get all of those in. You know what? Let's move those maybe down to here. I can get them organized in this little slot, and then they'll all be together. And like I said, when I get the actual kit in, I can change it up, pick some new colors, pull some new colors, things like that. But I'll have it started. I like to prep for projects like this. I like to get things out, get them organized. This is actually a really pretty gold, so I'm going to include that as well. So that'll be good there. So I got stamps, I got ink, I got paper. Then let's talk about ephemera pieces. All right, so I actually keep some of my ephemera that is specifically fall themed. I keep it separated and put in a different little drawer from the rest of my ephemera, so I'm able to kind of go through it. And I have beautiful pieces that are already fall themed, which will go really nicely with Gratitude Documented. So then I can kind of scoot them over into that pile. So this one is kind of more camping themed. I don't know that I'll use that one. Same as well. We have a bunch of cards. I'll go through those momentarily, but here are some pretty chipboard pieces that I think came from a Hip Kit Club kit, and these will probably come in really handy. We'll put chipboard down here, kind of more dimensional pieces. Those are really pretty, so these will be fun to kind of use. Definitely fall feel, so we'll get those all organized in there. This one's a little bit big, so we'll keep it out. This, let's see what these look like. Some paper pieces, people at home. I'm not feeling it, not for this project. per se. So we'll put that again to the side. It's nice to have these pulled out so that I can just go through and see what I might be able to use. Sometimes you forget that they are there. I'm not seeing that one. Okay, these are a bunch of Halloween. So here's some. Here's a bunch. Okay, so this is Halloween, which I probably won't be using because it'll be November. So we'll move those to the side. And then we have some gorgeous pieces. These go with that line that we had down there. So I'm going to move some of these. Here's some leaves that I had cut out from Felicity Jane paper. Those are super pretty. So those can probably be used in some way. We'll kind of put those over here. Oh, and then we have some gorgeous ephemera pieces, definitely all fall themed. Kind of put some larger tags right there. And these can definitely find their way into this project. Here's some more leaves. I'm gonna move those over there. Several pieces. So again, this is enabling me to use what I have in my collection already. I can kind of have them organized here, ready to go for a larger project. These kind of go right here with some, actually, these kind of match these leaves over here. Style, probably won't use that. And let's just pull out what else we have in here. A lot of these leaves that I stamped out already. So these could come in really handy just because I love layering the fall leaves. That's pretty. Lots of little pieces in here. It's kind of a nice tag piece. That'll go in there. So it helps to take the time because when you're doing a project that's a daily project or even just an extended project, you're able to see what you have, you're able to use what you have, and then it doesn't slow you down for that day-to-day kind of feel, which is something that can happen when you're working on a larger scale project. So I like taking the time at the beginning, going through, pulling supplies, and then when I'm ready to sit down and work on something, those supplies are ready to go. They're ready for me, I'm ready for them, and we can just create. Those are not really the colors that I'm gonna go with. Let's pick a little bit more neutral kind of feel. Okay, so that is from that ephemera piece there. And then I also have some vintage ephemera, and I'm not sure I'm gonna use any of this, but let's just take a look. So I totally dig these keys. Some of those might be really nice to throw in just for fun. You never know when you might want to use those. Those people are not really, those are some Tim Holtz people. I don't really think that that's what I'm going to go for, but we can also pick some of these florals, kind of include them in there, just in case I want to add a little dimension. And then speaking of some more embellishments, I have some Felicity Jane ones. I have these little charms, these leaves, which are super cute, that might go really nicely. And some of these might go really nicely too. So let me see here if I can pull out. I'm kind of trying to keep some more dimensional pieces in this area. I have these beautiful wooden pieces that I can add in right there. Some different rubber pieces. Those will be interesting. See if I can end up using any of these. Home Sweet Home, that'll probably come in handy. And then these charms I thought were super cute, so maybe I'll be able to find a place to use these as well. And we're gonna just fold and place those. Oops. Let's see if we can place those right in there. Okay, so we are getting pretty full. I'm feeling pretty good. This actually gets me excited about the project again too. I was already excited about the project, but I think this will be fun to have them all gathered. These are cards that I have. So these are actually from the Paper Person shop. So I thought it'd be fun to just go through and see which ones might be useful. You never know. This one says Autumn is here. That one's pretty. Okay. So a few fall cards that we can include as well. I'm going to do a little bit of rearranging because I think I'm going to combine all of the leaves. This is all leaves. They can all go together. Fall cards can be right here. And now I have room right here for some paper pieces that I can cut out. And let me share with you some of the printables that I reprinted in preparation for Gratitude Documented. All right, if you are like me, you have a lot of printables that are fall theme that you might be able to use. And the first ones I reprinted were actually from Project Grateful for this year. So these are the Project Grateful sheets from this year. I reprinted them so that I can cut them out and use them again. This is Project Grateful from, let's see, some of these are from last year. This one, let's see, some of these are from last year. These might be from last year. I might have them all mixed up. So anyway, I did Project Grateful last year. I'm doing it again this year. And so I wanted to print all of those sheets. There's also a bunch of gorgeous papers that go with Project Grateful that I wanted to print so that I can use them in both projects because I think that they will come in really handy in both projects. So there's full page ones and then there's half page ones. So that in itself is a ton of paper to use for these particular projects. And then these are some Project Grateful extras that are also available. Here are, oh, this is Project Grateful from last year. Those are two from last year for sure. Okay, so all of this is Project Grateful that I have either from this year or last year that I went ahead and printed a second copy to have and to keep all together. Then this is like an oldie but a goodie. If you've been around Illustrated Faith for a while, you remember when these paintbrushes were really popular. I printed these on clear sticker paper because they're super great for highlighting things. So I thought that would be fun to print as well. So I printed those. This is an older set from Shauna Klingerman. I think this one is called Grateful Habits or Gratitude Habits. And I really liked some of the illustrations. I love Shauna's illustrations, and I thought these would come in handy as well. So I printed those, and then I think these are all. So I love these girls. Beloved Society just released a new set of Gratitude Girls. These are girls from the 100 Days Project. So these are kind of old, but you can always reprint them and reuse them. So I went with girls that I thought I really liked some of the fall tones with some of these girls. So that's what I went with. Like, look at her. So pretty. Look at all these fall kind of tones. So I printed these girls again, thinking that I'm going to use them. I love this one for Gratitude Documented, and this with the orange and the leaves in her hair. So I wanted to print these. I will probably take some time to cut these out and have them available ready to go in my toolbox so that I am all ready to go. So you can see I printed out a bunch of printables. Will I use every little bit of this paper? Probably not, but I'll have it at the ready so I don't have to go searching when I'm ready to create. All right, so I think I'm about ready to go. This is my Project Grateful notebook that I made. There's a video for this book that I will link. So this one will go in here, perhaps as I'm waiting to get started. I will be ordering Gratitude Documented later today. Now, I've worked through Gratitude Documented in a variety of ways. I've done it in my Bible. I've created a memory decks system. I've done a mini album. I've done a traveler's notebook. So I'm going to wait until I get the actual kit in my hands to decide how I want to work through the notebook or how I want to work through the project, but I'm super excited to have all my supplies ready to go, waiting for that delivery to get here. I would love to hear some tips on how you like to gather supplies for big projects below. Do you pre-gather them? Do you put them in a separate bin? Do you keep them together year long, like December daily or something like that? Let me know in the comments below. I love hearing your tips and I love getting to share them on this channel. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider hitting that subscribe button as well as the bell notification button. I will link supplies down below. Like I said, all of this is just from my stash. So I would really encourage you to go check out what you have and see how you might be able to use it in a large scale project. I want to give a huge shout out to my Scrappy YouTube members. Thank you so much for all of your support. If you are interested in becoming a Scrappy YouTube member, then make sure to click that join button or the link in the description and you can find out all about the perks that you receive as a member. I hope that you have a fabulous day and as always, keep it creative.